All right, let's get into it. Why are you not losing belly fat? The desire to lose belly fat seems to be an ongoing battle for most of us. As we move along in society's advancing technology, it's a bit interesting that we're having such a hard time with getting leaner, healthier, and subsequently happier with our physiques. There are those, however, that manage to get leaner but struggle with that last strip of belly fat hanging on for dear life. No matter what we happen to endure, we somehow can't get to that next level of lean. Some of us have a great winning streak only to fall short of our goals. Family, school, work, and life just get in the way of our best efforts. That's natural, understandable, and none of us are immune. Let's look at a few things holding you back from losing belly fat. Take a practical approach to getting leaner and see how this can all fit into your lifestyle for lasting results. Can you lose belly fat? Some individuals feel that they can't fight the uphill battle of losing belly fat. They feel that it's all due to genetics, an inescapable lifestyle, or just a predisposed lack of will. The cards are stacked against you, life isn't fair. The simple truth is that it is absolutely possible and realistic to lose belly fat. The simple principle of calories in and calories out still applies as a primary factor. The human body hasn't changed all that much over the years regarding gaining or losing weight. However, as a society, we've complicated things. As we wade deeper into technology, we somewhat demand easier, smarter, and more convenient ways to accomplish physique goals. Whether it's to lose body fat or gain muscle, we want our results faster, cheaper, and yesterday. Fad diets, the most advanced training programs, and the latest, sexiest supplements are the new normal. Social media, slick marketing, and falsified testimonials rule our exposure to the fitness industry and leave us as confused and frustrated as ever. We are left to our own devices to search, sift, and possibly reach a decision as to what to do next. Let's first look into why you're not losing belly fat and then move forward with a more realistic, logical plan of attack. Why you're not losing belly fat. We could easily call this the 3 A's of why you're not succeeding. 1, 2, or all of these may sound eerily familiar. 1. Analysis paralysis. A simple Google search for losing belly fat will render literally millions of results. Common sense would dictate that you would fact check said results with credible techniques and look only at those forms of reputable institutions and universities. But we live in a real world with real jobs and little time for such thorough vetting. It quickly becomes apparent that you will start to suffer from analysis paralysis, where you become frozen without conclusion due to the virtual landslide of information presented. One quick trick is to put on your common sense hat and throw out the obvious imposters. Basically, if something defies logic, it's probably not at all feasible or realistic. Also, look for information that can cater somewhat to your lifestyle. In other words, spending all day preparing and eating bland foods on a strict utopian schedule isn't that helpful for the working family full of obligations. Narrow your focus to a few reputable sources, try them out, and then give it time to legitimately make a sensible assessment. Afterward, make small adjustments where necessary instead of overhaul after overhaul. Number 2 is accountability. Many individuals that hire personal trainers are covertly hiring accountability buddies. Training knowledge in general is rather easy to find. Google searches, online programs, and YouTube provide more than enough self-taught information for the greenest of newbies to get started. Accountability, on the other hand, is often difficult to naturally and independently come by. Friends that tag along to the gym come and go. Serious training partners may have different goals than you, and going it alone presents too many tempting opportunities to skip on those tiresome rainy days when it's just easier to stay at home. As one of the more challenging aspects of motivation, accountability must first start with you. You must become accountable to yourself first and foremost. Making a pact, telling others, or physically writing out an agreement that you can sign can symbolize that very accountability you're seeking. Later, build on that by attracting others to go along on the journey with you. Those around you will sense your commitment and will have no choice but to support you and possibly jump on for the ride. Number 3 is action. The final factor is possibly the most important but seldom followed. It's also void of any trendy tricks, hacks, or workarounds, including bells and whistles. Action is just that. acting on what you planned on doing. Many of us are self-inflicted with inaction. While we lack motivation and inspiration, we tend to rely on that lack to explain our inaction. We feel comfortable to blindly and ineffectively wait around for something to strike a chord so we can finally get up and get busy. The cold reality is that the strike will never come. We are waiting on something that doesn't exist. Seldom does action result from inspiration. The opposite is almost always true. Getting off your butt and taking the first step will do more for your motivation than just sitting and thinking about ways to be inspired to act. Taking action also takes away any excuse. It's almost like acting without thinking. Yes, that sounds a bit convoluted, but it's a powerful tool toward any goal, much less losing body fat. You have the knowledge, you have a rough plan, put it in immediate action. Acting on your plan is so much more than formulating the perfect plan never to be enacted. So how do we lose belly fat? What are the nuts and bolts of stripping away adipose tissue from our bodies so that we can live leaner, healthier, and reveal all the hard work under the hood? As stated before, calories in and calories out account for a lot of your success or failure. The simple fact is that we as a nation eat too much. Do this for long enough and we gain unwanted pounds. This creates a serious challenge for many reasons. One is just plain unhealthy. The obese population has more health problems, doctor visits, and are on more medication than leaner folks. Two, years and years of overeating creates deeply ingrained habits that become incredibly comfortable over time. This in turn makes any type of severity of changing extremely difficult. Those challenges are met with resistance. We chalk it up to genetics, unfounded and self-diagnosed metabolic diseases, and society's pressures on our lives. But are there things that even the most stubborn, set in their ways individual can do? Let's look at a few things that can be put into action immediately and create some serious and sustainable momentum. One, low-hanging fruit. What could you do right now that would require the least effort? Something that doesn't require you to upend your life and overhaul your daily schedule. Some examples could include ditching full sugar sodas for the week, saving a small but healthy breakfast 3 times per week, or working out 2 or 3 times per week for 15 minutes a day. Whatever it can be to get you moving in a positive direction so you can build on it later. Number 2, stair-step method. This goes hand in hand with the above. It only takes 2 weeks to form a solid habit, so taking up one thing new every 2 weeks or so will have a monumental effects on your long-term success. Adopt something new only after 2 or 3 weeks of a previous habit. If you fall off the proverbial horse, simply get back up and pick up where you left off. Number 3, support and getting back up. Speaking of getting back up, don't fall into the trap of throwing it away after 1 or 2 speed bumps. Just get back to where you were. No need to start over all the time. We all have setbacks and will falter. Learn to keep moving forward even if it's 2 steps forward and 1 step back. A good group of support will keep you on track, so tell others of your goals. Roadblocks to losing fat. Like I said, we will face setbacks, but it's how you handle them that determines the long-term success. Let's look at a few common hiccups. 1, a lack of patience. Let's face it, we aren't getting any better at cultivating patience. Our world is only getting faster and less tolerant when it comes to results. But this is one of the factors that's a hardcore fact. In order to have the success you desire, a hefty portion of patience is a must. 2, not being realistic. Losing 10 pounds of body fat in 2 weeks isn't only unrealistic, it's downright impossible. Be realistic with your goals and use some common sense. Losing a pound or 2 per week sounds much more realistic and doable than the previous example. Give yourself room to take your time. Life will send you plenty to stress about and will try its best to get you off track. 3, losing sight of objectives. Losing body fat is a marathon, not a sprint. Take your time, have patience, and keep your short-term objectives in the forefront, along with your long-term goals as well. Review them each week if necessary, and you'll be better prepared when life throws you a wrench into your gears. In closing, losing body fat isn't fun nor the easiest thing to do. It takes accountability, your part to be successful. Start small and take decisive action. With a good support system in place, you'll have a better chance of staying the course. Most of all, have patience and be realistic. Nothing is guaranteed overnight, but all of your hard work will be worth it in the end. If you want to shed body fat, boost testosterone, and build muscle, look no further than the MITA meal plans. We have an extensive, detailed, and customized program to fit your lifestyle and fat loss needs. We give you your optimal macronutrient breakdown for improving hormone levels, correct caloric intake for maximal fat loss, and the right foods to eat to achieve your goals. These are the best meal plans for men to boost testosterone, improve health, and body composition. Just click the link in the description to get started with MITA meal plans today. On that note, I have never reached my fitness goals, whether it was with boxing, whether it's just want to lose a few pounds of weight, gain a few pounds of muscle, without meal plans. Meal plans and proper diet is the most important factor to you losing fat. You can out-eat a great workout, but even if you're not working out, the right diet will help you lose fat. So pick up those meal plans. It's the best ally you'll have in your quest to lose body fat. Take care.